What do you think tonight's event means for classic rock today?
Well, I bet you everyone in here has got their own classification of maybe what rock is. You know what I mean? It's sort of to this parameter. No, but then it goes to there. No, I will only go to that. As far as rock goes, I think we've got to take it down to the fact where you've got sort of riff-driven music. That's for sure. If it's guitars, well, I'm all right with that. And I mean, I'll be waving that banner as long as I live. So there we are. It's time for me to go out there and do a solo album. My last solo album was in 1988, so I think I haven't really milked the situation. It's time to do another one. Yeah, because the releases came out in four steps, you know, so yeah, it was a long, yes, over 18 months, isn't it, really?
What's next?
But there was the time before it. Well, now that that's all finished and done, the idea is, for me, what I want to do is to be seen to be playing live, but that won't be well into next year. But that's the next step. I mean, I planned all this a long while ago, but before Celebration Day came out, I sort of worked out like an agenda, timetable for myself, and actually I'm a little bit behind, but that's because some of the releases got delayed a bit. So that's it. From next year, I'm just going to be working guitar. I'm sort of known for playing many styles of guitar, and that's basically what I need to do. I've been playing at home, but I need to revisit everything that I can play, various styles, and then basically I'm going to be working on the music first. So that's it. It's not like, who are you going to use as a singer? I'm not. I'm thinking more of the instrumental thing, because that's basically what I'm known for. So it's more or less working on your strengths and the weaknesses. Oh, well, I want to work with myself. Okay, I'll get myself up and running, and then when I've got my material together, then I'll think about recording it, and then I'll see about if I need somebody to sing or whatever. At the minute, I'm in no hurry to think about singing, okay, or whatever I do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got ideas, but it's silly to mention anything. You know, let's see what happens midway through next year. We'll see how it's coming along. Oh, well, it's pretty clear. When I went out in 1988, which is probably before most people here were born, I went out there and I did music from like the Yardbirds, because I was in the Yardbirds and the Firm with Paul Rodgers, Led Zeppelin, and my current album at the time, which is called Outrider. Well, I definitely would do material that I'm known for, but then I'd have some real serious surprises with what I would be doing to complement that. Well, I did give up drinking some number of years ago, and I mean that makes a lot of difference to how I am now. That's for sure. I still go places. I go down clubs. I go down to music venues where there's still open. You know, where you get a chance to hear young bands. I know it's horrible actually, but it's closing down because it really cuts off that whole area where kids get a chance to, new bands get a chance to play and build up a core audience. I mean, it's very sad. The thing is, it wasn't so wrapped up in such a way that you would have to. Yeah, it was. There was a whole stream whereby you could be a singles band, but we weren't. We were doing albums and just concentrating on albums. But singles sort of came out, but by the record company to promote the albums. We didn't have to do. When we got to like the next album in line, we didn't have to do a single. You see what I mean? It was just pushing all the time to try, like a ball and chain, to have to keep reflecting back to, well, so that was a really successful single. Now we've got to replicate something around it. We didn't have to bother with all of that, so we could really do what we wanted to do. So it's a different time. Yeah, well, we weren't the only bands doing just albums at the time. You know, it was catered to it with, like, in America, FM radio, which was actually stereo radio, you see, and they called it underground radio and all of that. So there was a whole way of looking at it which is different today. Well, I'm still rolling along and Keith's still rolling along. So that's a pretty good example for the young guys, isn't it?